Hello everyone and welcome to NDTV, Nigeria Diaspora Television, a brand new television platform on YouTube. I am Adetunji Omotola.
And I am Chinakai Wonze, and we look forward to having great conversations with Nigerians everywhere in the diaspora.
We're all the way down south in Johannesburg, South Africa, from where we will be bringing you fortnightly news, views, and opinions from Nigerians here in South Africa, as well as from Nigeria itself, and wherever the 70 million Nigerians are spread around the world.
Yes, every second Friday you can expect to see us bringing you the latest updates on entertainment, events, achievements, lifestyle, and much, much more.
But right now, let's kick off with the latest news. Last Thursday, a Nigerian auto mechanic, Razak Ajao, was killed by a mob of South Africans in Limpopo, alleging that Razak was peddling drugs. He was beaten to death by the mob and his car set alight, while 4 others were injured and hospitalized after the attack. The Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Friday protested against the killing of Ajao. Ambassador Olushola Enikolaye, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a statement in Abuja, urged South African authorities to assume their responsibilities in taking proactive steps to prevent such incidents. The ambassador added that the deceased had been practicing his trade for over 10 years without any record of involvement with or in any drug-related transactions.
2 male suicide bombers killed at the University of Maiduguri on Sunday were stopped by dogs from wreaking havoc on the academic community. The incident occurred at about 10:30 local time behind the Chapel of Grace inside the university. A staff member of the university, Abubakar Mohammed, said the bombers blew themselves up as soon as they sighted the barking dogs.
Nigerian bomb pilot for Air Djibouti, Ademilola Lola Odujiri, has made history by becoming the first African pilot to fly solo around the world. In a statement, the Djibouti Ports and Free Zone Authority said that Odujiri had completed the final leg of his historic journey, landing safely at Washington's Dulles International Airport. Odujiri completed the entire circumnavigation in a Cirrus SR-22 plane, stopping in more than 15 countries on 5 continents, returning to Washington, D.C., where his journey began back in September. The statement said the flight was part of Project Transcend, a foundation which aimed to inspire young people to achieve their goals regardless of their personal circumstances.
Now, wow, what an amazing story.
It's amazing. I mean, to note also that he's done about 4,000 hours as a commercial pilot in 6 years.
I know, he talked about when he was a kid, he used to dream about traveling around the world, and for him doing this journey was a way of stating to African children that you can do it too.
The Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari arrived in the capital Abuja after spending more than 7 weeks on sick leave in the UK, and said his deputy will remain in charge of the government for the time being. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo will continue to act as the executive of Africa's second biggest oil exporter in the coming days, Buhari told reporters on Friday at the presidency. Osinbajo has been running the government since Buhari left on January 19 for a vacation and a routine medical checkup in the UK for an undisclosed ailment, before extending the holiday on the recommendation of doctors. Buhari will send a letter to lawmakers on Monday to make his return to work formal and constitutional, presidential spokesman Femi Adesina said on his Twitter account.
And in local news, President Jacob Zuma has wielded the axe, firing Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan, his deputy BC Jonas, Tourism Minister Derek Anakom, Transport Minister Deport Peters, Energy Minister Tina Yoma Patterson, Public Service and Administration Minister Ngwako Ramatlodi, and Deputy Arts and Culture Minister Rejoice Mabudafasi, in one of his most dramatic moves during his time in the Union buildings.
Also, big news has been the countrywide opposition marches against President Zuma. Last week, the DS Musi Maimani led the march in Johannesburg.
Our country faces a crisis. Many people feel a deep sense of despair. Fellow South Africans, it is today a historic moment
many more matches are planned.
I mean, obviously the anti-Zuma wave is really growing countrywide, so this is expected.
Yes, and also we mourned the death recently of African National Congress stalwart, Rivonia trialist and great friend of Nelson Mandela, Ahmed Kathrada, popularly known as Uncle Kathy. On a lighter note, Big Brother Nigeria 2017, which was based in Johannesburg, came to a triumphant end with a Warri indigent, Efe Ejeba, coming out as a winner with a total of 57.61% of the votes. And according to various Nigerian sources, at Murtala Mohammed Airport there was a practical eruption on his arrival with his first runner-up, a lady by the name of Bisola, who is the newest member of the One.org campaign.
I mean, based on logistics, it must be exciting for young blood like Efe to walk away with 25 million naira. That's like 1 million rands.
About 1 million rand.
Yeah, and
with a car.
Yes, a Kia SUV. Apparently, he has not slept since he's been back. Well, Efe, go to sleep because you have a lot to do, you and your fellow ex-housemates. All the best to you.
And that ends our news bulletin. Something local that was started by Nonye Mpo Omotola is an event called African Diaspora Evening.
I also have an initiative for young girls called Beautiful Flowers, teaching them social skills and etiquette outside of traditional education. I also have a production where I print my own t-shirts, so I'm going to show you one. That's to show you how passionate I am about the continent. And I created this concept about African Diaspora Evenings.
Be surprised to find that even Nigerians in Nigeria think that Nigerians here are drug dealers. That's how bad the media has damaged the reputation of Nigerians in South Africa. So we've launched Nigeria Diaspora Television, so you can clap for us. So Nigeria Diaspora Television is our response to the xenophobic attacks to say we want to showcase Nigerians in diaspora. We'll also talk about what's going on in Nigeria, because as you can imagine, if you have almost 200 million people, that means you probably have 1 billion news items on a regular basis, because each person has their own story. So this evening is a relaxed evening, there's no formalities.
Here we go. It's another day to let go. Searching for a way to set us free. Oh, God gave us strength to carry us through the night. We got in for a time of our lives. Yeah, we will dance until the sunrise. We will dance until the sunrise.
What do you think of it, Chinaka?
It was amazing, Tunji, just inspiring to be in a room full of people from different parts of the continent, and not just people, but people of substance. I was also privileged to speak to the chairman of the PDP of South African chapter, and we spoke on some issues. Tell me more about the recent xenophobic attacks that have happened to Nigerians and other Africans. What are your thoughts?
Look, it's been very terrible. We understand that there have been grievances, but first of all, we condemn every form of violence. I mean, we think, and second of all, what I stated, and we have stated this across, and xenophobia itself is discrimination against foreign nationals. But what we have seen was discrimination against African foreign nationals. So we termed it Afrophobia, and we saw it was Africans being xenophobic towards Africans. And seeing this is an absolute disgrace. We think over 21 years of democracy in this country, we shouldn't be taking this step backwards or step forward.
Speaking of progress, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Nyoma, has spoken about South Africa and Nigeria coming together with a solution they call the Early Warning Unit, where they want to pick up potential xenophobic attacks before it happens. What are your thoughts on that?
We applaud that, but we want to see more intervention. Well, a guy who's not going to speak English, who's not even reading the news, and who will take instructions from a tribal king. So we are hoping that the people who are making these formation and structures to prevent it have taken account of the discord between the society.
I also had an opportunity to interview the chairman and pose a question to him as to who he thinks will lead the party in 2019.
Look, at the moment, I must be very direct with you. Our energy has been trying to get our party together to be one party. We spent a lot of time thinking about that and putting our energy. We've not really sat down as a team. And I tell you, it's not always about me and my leadership. I've told my executive and my constituents, it's not always about my opinion. It's about a collective. And so we felt that when the time is right, if we can get our party into one voice, when the time is right, we'll put our opinions, our voices together. We'll have lists of candidates. We have few in mind, and then we'll throw our money. And once that consensus is right within my leadership and the people that believe in us, I'll put my money on that person.
Tunji, we all know the party has been having some issues recently. What do you think is really going on there?
There's lots of blood on the floor. Big boys, powerful guys in politics, jostling two factions. As the elections draw closer, I believe it will be resolved.
Here's hoping.
The 14th April also marks the third anniversary of the abduction of more than 200 young girls by Boko Haram.
And so soon we come to the end of our first broadcast. We hope you have enjoyed our show just as much as we have. And remember, we would like to engage with you. So please comment on the show. And most importantly, subscribe to our channel. And let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Please send any email, photographs, and videos to ndtvnetwork@gmail.com or chat to us on #NDTVNetwork on Twitter or @NDTV Network on Instagram or Facebook.
And next time you can look forward to a young designer who is making a name for herself in Johannesburg.
And we look at the plight of young girls who find themselves in abusive situations.
And for NDTV, I'm Chinakai Wunze.
And I am Adetunji Omotola. Thanks for watching. Odabo.
Kachifo
Segobe.